Ralph Breaks the Internet is a film I saw a few days ago, but I have had so much going on in the last few days that I just haven't been able to get the review out to you guys, so I'm sorry if this is a little bit late. This is of course a sequel to the first movie, Wreck-It Ralph, and that's a film I enjoy. This one, however, Ralph and Vanellope have to solve a big problem that's happened in the arcade center. And in order to solve this problem, they have to go into the internet. Once they enter the internet, it's a completely new world. Things are very, very different. Things work differently. And they have to go through certain trials, certain things to be able to accomplish this mission that they've set out to do. And so in that way, you get a lot of interaction of them with the internet. You also get some very meta commentary regarding the internet and its workings. And you get some very nice messages that I'm hoping kids will walk out with, especially one in particular. We'll talk more about that in detail. I loved this movie. This was so much fun. It was beautiful to look at. This was spectacular animation. I mean, animation in this, by this time has come such a long way. You kind of saying the words it's good animation, it just feels kind of silly. There are certain sequences where they're traveling around and you can see all these centers with other apps that are supposed to be represented, and it all looks absolutely beautiful. There's a great sense of character to this too. There's nice progression of them. Ralph especially, you get some nice moments with him, some nice beats. The most developed character for this one in terms of a storyline is probably Vanellope. One of the best things about this film is also the way it's written. It's really funny. It's also really, really intelligent in its handling of certain storylines and plot details. There's some very good new characters introduced, like Shank, played by Gal Gadot, who was really nice, who actually looks like Gal Gadot. That was funny. There's also some great action sequences. There's a fantastic car chase which happens in the movie, which absolutely blew my mind. It was impressive in 3D. This is amazing. It's very colorful, it's very vibrant. About 25 minutes into the film, I couldn't help but notice that this is the film I think Emoji Movie was trying to be. There you also have a movie where they're around the apps and they're trying to navigate it to do something. And in that, they ended up handling it more as a promotion. There wasn't a sense of how they wanted to use it in terms of a plot, in terms of filmmaking. Here, they know what they're doing. They know how they want to use it, which I think is a lot better because here you can see all these apps as well as some they've made for the movie. They all have a point of being there, not just the fact that it's free publicity, which is also something that you get out of it. And that way you're going to be a little more happy to see certain apps on the site. It's not used, all of them. They just happen to be there. There's also a great way of using Google search and how sometimes when the search happens in such a rapid way, you kind of realize that I'm trying to type something and now you're giving me all the options. Just let me check. Give me a second. I know what I want to search for. There's also a great way of cutting back and forth between the internet world, where Ralph and Vanellope are, to the real world, where you can see users on it. There's a point where they're inside this game and they're trying to steal something, these other, two characters. And you cut back to the real world where they're trying to steal this thing and how they might succeed or fail at it. And it's just funny when you see that because you imagine that it just looks like a bunch of whiny kids doing something every now and then because of the way they've shown it in the film, and they kind of play that up a little bit here. Some people will find that stereotypical, but really there are points where that's happened, and I thought that was also funny. There was, like I said, there was good commentary in that regard. Like I said, the messages, there's few. There's one in particular about friendship and, how you should be with your friends and the people you love the most. But there's another more important one about internet culture and stuff people say about you on the internet, and the idea of sometimes the internet can be a really, really cruel place, and people can say things to you that are gonna hurt you and they're gonna hurt your feelings, and then you shouldn't let those things hurt you so much. That there's a better world out there and you should focus on the things that are more positive and are better for you rather than focusing on the negative aspects of things. And for kids right now, that's a great message, and it's the more important message in the film according to me. That's the one you should really be walking out with more than anything else. There's a good commentary for those things. There's also some really great pop culture references. The Disney princesses are used in a very cool way. There's a Few post-credit scenes also, which I recommend sticking around for. One is amazing. I did not expect that to be as good as it was. That was great. But more than anything, this is a great story, which it's not the most original story ever, but it's just so well told in this. It's colorful. The voice acting is fantastic. John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman are great. The animation, the music is wonderful. It's beautifully directed, wonderfully written. It has a great way to end the story, and it has a few really nice emotional beats to it, and I highly recommend checking it out. I'm gonna give Ralph Breaks the Internet a 9.5 out of 10. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Look forward to more reviews very soon. I'm sorry this review is a little short. As always, if you like this, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the movies.